Hello and welcome to Kent Tonight on KMTV. I'm Josie Hannett. Coming up in the programme: pensioner admits attempted murder, clumsy thieves caught on camera, and international call-up for Quigley. But first this evening, a teenage girl who was arrested after a baby was found dead in Sheppey has been released on bail. Police were called after the newborn girl was discovered on Saturday in Broadway. There was also evidence a small fire had been started nearby. Flowers, candles and teddy bears have been left at the scene. The teenager was arrested on Wednesday and has now been bailed until May. An elderly man's admitted trying to kill a manager at his retirement home in Maidstone. 79-year-old Fred Butcher pleaded guilty to attempting to murder Mina Turner. Ambulances were called to Hengeist Court back in January after he attacked her. She was left with liver damage and broken bones. The judge has now ordered a psychiatric report before Butcher's sentencing in June. A man's appeared at Medway Magistrates Court accused of murder. Police were called to the Torrington Road car park in Tunbridge Wells on Tuesday, where a man's body was found. Louisa Britton has more.
Dean Lewis, who's been charged with the murder of a man whose body was found in a car park in Tunbridge Wells, has appeared here at Medway Magistrates Court this morning. The 34-year-old entered no plea and has been remanded in custody. He'll appear before Maidstone Crown Court next week. Now, a second man who was also arrested has been released without charge. Police cordoned off the Torrington Road car park on Tuesday after the victim was found dead in a stairwell, and today's post-mortem results indicate the man died as a result of a fire. He's yet to be identified but is thought to be a man in his 40s. Louisa Britton, KMTV.
Formula motorcycling and Formula One world champion John Surtees has died aged 83. Kent resident Surtees was the only man to have ever won both car and bike championships during a career that spanned more than 20 years. In 2015 he bought Chatham karting track Buckmore Park, the same circuit where Lewis Hamilton and Jenson Button learned their skills. His family said they deeply mourn the loss of such an incredible, kind and loving man. Now, thieves have been caught on camera breaking into a clothing shop in Faversham. CCTV shows the pair smashing through the window of the Empire store before climbing through and grabbing items of clothing. One of them attempts to pull clothes from a rail before pulling the entire unit off the wall on top of him. Police say no arrests have been made and inquiries are ongoing. A political row's broken out since the Chancellor delivered his first spring budget. Over the last couple of days, Philip Hammond's come under fire over the announcement that national insurance contributions for people who are self-employed would go up. It's now understood the proposed tax rise won't go before MPs until the autumn, but Gillingham's MP Raymond Chisty believes the budget was a success.
The budget that's been put forward by the Chancellor, would go out and enhance people's lives in every way, shape and form. Those, who are working hard should be able to keep more of their money. But of course, what the Prime Minister has said, certain parts of that budget, including the national insurance contributions, are subject to a separate bill and will be debated in Parliament. And you have to wait and see in terms of how those measures are taken forward.
KMTV's Charity of the Year is Kent Association for the Blind, and today we've been to a monthly art class in Maidstone. We spoke to some of the charity's clients to see how being visually impaired affects their everyday lives. Many of us take our eyesight for granted, but for members of this art group in Maidstone, being visually impaired has been something they've had to deal with in their everyday lives. Paul Smith found out when he was just 14 he had black spots in his eyes, and in 2012 his sight got so bad he was registered blind.
I'm the man of the house, father, husband, used to do loads of jobs. I struggled. The company I worked for gave me a lot of grief, so I didn't want to be on this planet. And then once it all got sorted out, I was into KB, then learnt to use the white stick, done computers, microwave, did rehab course, met a load of people and met some friends down here, so life started changing again, so it started getting better.
He's now found a new passion in art, joining a group run by Kent Association for the Blind. Many of the people in this art group wouldn't have picked up a paintbrush since they left school, but this is just one of the clubs that KAB has set up to help those who are visually impaired. Not only does it encourage them to try new things, but also to pick up old hobbies they thought they had to give up when they lost their sight. Tracy Goering is also a member of the art group. She's completely blind in her left eye, caused by brain tumours on her optic nerves. They were only discovered after she hit her head at work and went for an eye test after her vision deteriorated. She thinks more people need to go to the opticians.
I could see I was fine until that one instant where I banged my head and then suddenly it tipped everything upside down. Because the tumours that I'd had since I was a baby, but they'd never ever been picked up on until I was 30.
The artists in this group come together once a month to share their stories and works of art. It's thanks to KAB they're able to enjoy a hobby they love. This is Josie Hannett in Maidstone for KMTV. And in sport, Gillingham take on Scunthorpe at Priestfield in League One tomorrow. The Gills will be looking to continue their good run of form that's seen them pick up 6 points from their last 3 games. Harry Peat has the latest news from the club.
Last weekend's 2-1 win for the Gills at Bury moved them up to 17th in the league and 6 points clear of the relegation zone. Boss Eddie Pennick set a target for his side to ensure that they survive.
Get to 51, 52 points and I think we'll be okay. In the past, obviously, I think there's only one team gone down on 52 points, I think it is. But if you look around 51, 52 points, that's our aim. And the quicker we get there, the better. Obviously, because it's pressure, it just builds and builds and builds. And great result last week. Results went our way as well. More of the same, obviously, for this Saturday.
Rory Donnelly, Bradley Garmson and Scott Wagstaff will miss tomorrow's game through injury. Ryan Jackson and Chris Hurd faced late fitness tests. One player who is fit is Joe Quigley, who has earned himself a call-up to Ireland's under-21 side.
Obviously a great honour. It's my dad's side of the family, so all that side's very happy with the call-up. It's something that sort of came about last pre-season when I was here, but obviously the injury sort of stopped it happening. I think I always knew, I had it in my mind that I was going to come back sharp and stuff because I worked hard throughout the 6.5 months I was at Bournemouth. And then I think from now it's just every game taking it as it comes and getting sharper every time.
Pleased for him, he's worked so hard and he's done really well for us since he's come back. But that's a big bonus for him.
The Gills will be hoping Quigley can give them the look of the Irish against Saturday's high-flying opponent Scunthorpe, as Pennick's men look to reach that 51-point mark.
And just before we go, here's Harry again, but this time with the weather for the weekend.
Tonight, the temperatures will stick to around the same as they have been throughout the day, getting to highs of 9 degrees across the county with plenty of cloud cover. Your weekend outlook will be much the same, but with temperatures slightly creeping up into the low teens in more southern parts of Kent on Saturday. The cloud cover will continue, with the chance of some light drizzle in Ashford on Sunday.
Well, that's it from us this evening. We'll be back again on Monday with the latest stories from across your county. In the meantime, you can keep up to date by listening to KMFM or logging on to kentonline.co.uk. Have a great weekend. Good night.